Hi, I'm Carol, and today we are going to evaluate two instructional multimedia assets. One is a static information graphic of the ADDIE instructional design model, and the other is an interactive information graphic of the same design model. The target learner for these design models is adult learners in the field of higher education, curriculum development, such as instructors, instructional designers, or educational consultants involved in course planning and pedagogical delivery. Some learners might have disabilities, such as those with vision or hearing impairments, or perhaps even learners with physical impairments, which could impact their ability to physically manipulate a keyboard or mouse. The first instructional multimedia asset we will evaluate will be the static information graphic. This graphic consists of a combination of text and images and is organized using a pie-shaped design. Each of the 5 sections is named, numbered, and color-coded. The information provided could seem overwhelming at first glance. However, it is well organized, and the color coding for each of the 5 main parts of the design process keeps ideas segmented. The information is also sequentially presented with the 5 parts of the model identified with sequential numbers 1 through 5. The combination of numbering and color coding effectively chunks the information and makes it easily understandable at a glance. Written words reinforce the visual imagery throughout the information graphic. Within each of the 5 parts of the ADDIE design model, the core ideas for each step have corresponding images that relate to that idea. This information graphic does a good job of meeting the needs of adult learners interested in the instructional design process. The core ADDIE design process can be understood easily, and each of the 5 steps in the process can be delved into individually with the call-out text and corresponding graphics all chunked for easy understanding. Moreover, as a learner goes through the process, they can go back and review a section that might seem fuzzy or compare one section to another at a glance. This information graphic is available online, so users would need internet access and a device to access the internet. Those who are visually impaired would need to rely on a screen reader to understand the information in this information graphic. If it is presented in a PDF format, the text could be read by a screen reader. However, it might have difficulty in knowing which section should be read first. The designer would want to provide alternative text for the image that would ensure a screen reader would be able to read the information in the correct sequence. There is no audio, so hearing impaired learners should have no problems understanding the information. Also, physically impaired learners should be able to navigate to and from the graphic as they normally would. If I were to recommend ways in which this information graphic could be improved, I would suggest adding some indication that the ADDIE model is not a lockstep process, with one step inevitably leading to the next. Double-sided arrows between steps and/or additional text could indicate that the model can be recursive, either in full or in part. The second instructional multimedia asset we will consider is an interactive information graphic of the ADDIE model. This module consists of textual information that the user encounters as they click through the module. The information is very focused, with each part of the model given a brief explanation that users click through. The information is presented sequentially, and users can use a previous button to revisit a step. However, there is no opportunity to see all 5 sections of the model at a glance. The individual screens for each section of the model effectively chunk the information and make it easily understandable. However, there are no visual images to reinforce the written words. One interesting aspect of the module is the one-question quiz that asks how the ADDIE model is implemented by educators. Regardless of a user's response, the module then shows 3 ways in which the ADDIE model can be implemented. This information graphic does a good job of providing a basic explanation of the ADDIE model. However, there is no opportunity for a deeper understanding of how the 5 parts of the model work together. While the quiz and implementation examples at the end of the module provide some additional information, I see this module as being a good introduction to the model. However, it is not good at providing a deeper understanding of the model. This information graphic is available online, so users would need internet access and a device to access the internet. Those who are visually impaired would need to rely on a screen reader to understand the information in this information graphic. However, there are no accessibility options for the visually impaired. That is a significant drawback to this information graphic. It contains no audio, so hearing impaired learners should have no problems understanding the information. Physically impaired learners might struggle with the module's reliance on using a mouse to click specific areas of the screen. Also, keyboard-only users cannot use the tab key to navigate the module. If I were to recommend ways in which this information graphic could be improved, I would suggest adding audio explanations of the 5 steps with visuals and eliminating the textual explanations of each step. As an introduction to the ADDIE model, I believe this does a good job of providing a basic explanation. However, if the intent of the graphic is to provide a more detailed understanding of the model, then it would need to add additional information about each step in the process. Lastly, the interactive graphic is engaging. However, it needs to meet the needs of all users by incorporating accessibility features for the visually impaired and the physically disabled. I hope you learned something from our exploration of these 2 information graphics about the ADDIE instructional design model. Thank you for watching.